Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have finally made the transition from print media to broadcast media, and I worked in the Sheffield Varsity Women's Rugby First Team game today. Here I am presenting a few clips from which I worked. Hopefully, you will enjoy them.
So we've got rugby union women's ones, rugby union men's ones, and we've got the football men's twos coming up. We've had some ultimate frisbee already today.
Yeah, so actually the women's ultimate frisbee just happened and Uniov has won and the score was 8-2, but unfortunately the score's not going to go on to the official
No,
score.
so that doesn't count for varsity, but that brings us to the current varsity score, which is 4.5 to Uniov and 3.5 to Team Hallam. So Uniov have just got it at the moment, but there's not much in it. So today could really make quite a difference with all the action that we've got going on, really.
Yeah, I think this year's varsity is going to be a really interesting one because look at it, Uniov and Team Hallam are really, really close. So it's just a matter of time. Team Hallam's going to catch up.
But it seems like actually they're about to start, so I think we should head over to the Women's Rugby Union ones to let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Let's just have a stat check.
Okay.
Hallam won 10 games this season and lost 2, while Uniov won 4 games and lost 9. And they have just been relegated, while Hallam is chasing promotion in the Bucks League. So let's see how the game goes.
Okay, and with that, let's head over to the match. Thanks for that, Matt and Jemima. I'm joined by Yash and Sartak to discuss what's happened in the first half. I mean, it's been quite eventful so far. Uniov have a clear lead, but I don't think that actually the teams have been that uneven in their performance. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good match, very intense. I thought Uniov gave away quite a few penalties to Hallam.
Yep.
What do you think, Sartak?
What I think is like Hallam were good with the ball. At one point they had retained the ball for 11 phases of play, but they were unable to break behind the Uni back line.
Yeah,
And
they
whenever
had a really strong defense.
Yes, and whenever Hallam made a mistake, Uni of Sheffield just punished them, and the first and the second tries were just scored like that.
Yeah, I felt like they were really smart. Uniov was really smart, but I have to give it to Hallam as well. They worked really hard as well, Team Hallam, yeah.
With Sheffield Hallam, what I think is like they were trying to bring the two halves in play quite often, and the wing halves not helping them out, and which is what they have to do if they have to come back into this game.
Yeah. I just thought, it was a really intense match. I really enjoyed it though. I'm actually excited for the second round because, is it just me, but I think Team Hallam's going to come back really strongly because last year Team Hallam actually won this match. So I'm expecting Team Hallam to come back with a really strong defence for the next half. What do you think?
Well, in this sort of game, since this is a Sheffield derby, obviously, form often goes out of the window, and obviously Uni of Sheffield has the momentum at this point of time. And Sheffield Hallam University really needs to work hard if they want to get any point out of this game.
Yeah, Uniov was very skillful with it.
Yeah, so do you think that momentum that Uniov have at the moment is going to really push them forward? Do you think that's going to affect Hallam, kind of psych them out a little bit, make them think they've kind of already lost this, or do you think they're just going to come back fighting even stronger?
No, I believe Team Hallam's going to come back fighting even stronger. This is, I feel like since they've already won last year, there's a bit of pressure on them as well.
Yep.
But I feel Uniov Sheffield was really skillful with the way they were playing as well. They really came back strongly as well. So I think it's going to be a really tough fight, and I'm quite interested to see what's going to happen.
Let us put it like that. Sheffield Hallam University needs to score the next try or take the next point in the game if they have to come back into this.
Yeah, there were a few conversions that went really well as well, but then I felt like Uniov missed quite a few as well.
They missed 2, scored 2, which
two,
is in line with their league form. Like they convert around 50% of their tries into conversions. So
do you think that those conversion points, like they're going to miss them later on in the match, or do you think they've got such a lead that the missed conversions aren't really going to affect it?
Yeah, I hope complacency doesn't come into the Uniov team. I don't know. What do you think about this, Sata? I think they will actually be able to push it, but I think Team Hallam's
is like if Sheffield Hallam comes back into this game,
they
they convert really well. They have a 60% conversion ratio. So let's see what that takes them.
Yeah, I think Team Hallam's going to come back really strongly. That's why I'm really excited.
Fair enough. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
But have there been any standout performances for you so far? Like any players that have really caught your eye as they've been going?
The two wingers of Uni of Sheffield, they were playing really well, and they were really well supported by the outside players of the Uni of Sheffield. So
I particularly like the captains as well. I was actually just eyeing their every movement, actually.
Yeah.
They were really strong, actually. Really good sportsmanship as well throughout the game, which is what I enjoyed a lot.
And for Sheffield Hallam University, Ellis Clark and Lucy Kilhenny has been playing really well, but they didn't had that much of support from the rest of the players. And it is really a team game, and we think the entire team must step up.
Yeah, it is a team sportsmanship kind of game. Teamwork, a lot of teamwork is needed for this game, really. Yeah, you are right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been interesting to notice that Uni of Sheffield they've made more fumbles with the ball. They've given away more penalties.
Yeah,
but they've really utilised whenever Team Hallam have made
which
a
is what I
mistake.
thought was very skillful in that fact. They were very crafty.
If you notice, Sheffield Hallam, they fumbled the ball twice at very crucial positions, which was very near to the try line, and it was like 5 yards walk to the park for Uni of to score those
before
tries.
the match ended, they did get the last conversion, so that was
Yeah, because leading on from that, like, what about the defence of like both teams? Because it seems that whenever Uni of have made a fumble at the back, they've kind of defended quite well, whereas Hallam necessarily haven't had that strong defence.
That was something I was going to point out, because Hallam, I'm not really sure, but Team Hallam did not exactly have a very strong defence, in my opinion. Uni of had a very strong defence. Whenever they fumble, they always pick themselves back up and they'll come back really strongly.
Let's put it that way. Uni of Sheffield, they are playing on the counters. They are picking Hallam out too often, and they are defending for their lives. It is like they want this varsity point more than Sheffield Hallam, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter in this sort of games how skillful you are, but do you want the game? Do you want to really win the game?
Okay, so it looks like all the action is just about to kick off now, so we'll hand back over to the commentators. Thank you very much for that, Matt and Jemima. We are down at the pitch. It's quite loud. The fans are quite rowdy because Uni of Sheffield have just won the point. It ended 29-12 to Uni of, which takes the overall varsity score now to 7.5 for Uni of to 4.5 for Sheffield Hallam.
Yeah. I thought that was a really amazing match. Hallam came off really strongly, if you guys agree.
Yep.
They started off really strongly, but then I felt they got really tired towards the end of the match. But I guess it's natural. It was a really hot day as well. I absolutely I think Uni have kept up their entire defense, their skills, like entirety of the game, and I was really impressed the way they played.
To be honest, Uni of Sheffield managed the game really well when Hallam were getting back into it, and Hallam started off the game really well the second half, and they scored 2 tries and converted one of them, and there were chances they could get back into the game, but then Uni of defended for their lives back again.
And this is a really interesting game, because last year, Hamena, correct me if I'm wrong, last year the points were to Hallam, 34 points to 5. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really big turnover, because this year Uni of has actually won. I didn't quite expect that. What were you expecting? Were you expecting that?
In the Bucks League, Hallam faced Uni of once. That was the second team of Uni of, but Hallam won 73-0.
Yeah.
So this is a massive confidence booster for the Uni of girls, to be honest.
Yeah, that's really,
And I think it's like we've said, Hallam came out really strong at the beginning of that second half.
They did.
Did you guys think at a point that actually Hallam might actually come back and win this?
Yeah, as I was saying in the first half, I actually did think Team Hallam was going to come back and win this, because they came back so strongly. I was quite certain they were going to win this match. What do you think?
To be honest, even though Hallam came back into the game, I think when they came back, when they scored the second try, there was not much time remaining, and Uni of started managing the game by that point of time. So
they were really skilled throughout. Yeah, they were really, really skilled. The fans are getting really loud as well.
Yeah, I think everybody's quite. Yeah, the Hallam fans are starting to kick off a little bit with the Uni of walking past. But you know, it's all friendly rivalry.
It's all friendly.
Winning and losing is a part of the game, to be honest. And
exactly.
I think at no point of time any student should take it over the line.
That's what good sportsmanship.
Yeah, exactly.
About.
And I think the fans here today have been quite good. You know, they've been cheering on their teams. They've been. Do you think they've been a good source of support for the players?
I think every time you play sports, your fans are the most important part. They definitely give you the support, the encouragement that you need to push on through the game. Game's very tiring. You definitely want to hear people actually supporting what you're actually playing for. So I thought the fans were doing amazing. And they still are till today, till right now, actually. What do you think?
I mean, like Sheffield Varsity is all about the students of Sheffield.
Yeah.
There is over 38,000 students in
Yeah.
Sheffield, and if they don't support the teams, they won't play. They won't have the inspiration, and
Yeah.
it is all about celebration, the celebration of two
Yeah.
universities.
That's true.
And I believe we now have a interview down at the pitch with the captain of Uni of. So we'll
Yeah.
hand over to Lucas. Thank you very much for that, Lucas. I'm back with Yash and I'm so sorry, I've just forgot your Sartak. There we go. We're here to discuss Uni of performance following
Yeah.
that. How do you guys think Uni of went?
I thought it was amazing. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know what to expect when I was coming to this match. I thought I thought it was going to be as last year's again because Holland
Yeah.
usually does win the women's rugby. I was really impressed with their performance. They kept it up throughout the match. It was very consistent, very skillful. They made sure they took advantage of everything Holland did. Everything Holland lost, they took advantage of it.
If we look at the game,
It's
there
really
were 5 tries by University of Sheffield, and
Yep.
3 of them were from defensive mistakes of Sheffield Hallam, and the last one was a defensive mistake on the blind side,
Yeah.
which you shouldn't allow in rugby union. And I think University of Sheffield managed the game really well ever since they scored the very first try,
Yeah,
and
they
so
did.
it is a deserved win for them.
Because, I mean, coming into it, I was a little bit worried for Uni of because in Bucks this year, they've not had a great run. They've won only 4 out of their 10 matches. I
Yes.
believe they're bottom of their league table.
Yeah.
So I think they probably felt quite a lot of pressure to come out here and perform today. But
Very true.
I think they did quite well, actually.
Yeah, I thought they did really well, and I'm pretty sure they had a lot of pressure on them. Yeah, exactly.
And I think that you should have expected University of Sheffield to bounce back at some point of time because
Yeah.
University of Sheffield have won 6 varsities back to back, and they are chasing the 7th one, which is the 21st varsity in
Yeah.
Sheffield. So I think a good performance from them, and that is a very deserved result.
Yeah, because I think also, especially today, they were quick on their feet, they took their chances, and they also had very strong defence.
Oh, they did,
as we said,
yes.
they made some fumbles, but whenever they made a fumble and Hallam got the ball, they were really quick to keep defending and strong.
Yeah.
And I think part of it was when Hallam came back in quite strong at the beginning of the second half.
Yeah.
A try seemed inevitable for Hallam, but they really kept it going. They kept like trying to push them back.
I mean,
and
Hallam were dominating plays. Like
Yeah.
when they scored the second try, Hallam dominated 23 phases of play. But again, they dominated the game very much. Like around, you can say 60 or
Yeah.
70% of the game.
Yeah, but it was
and
a
they had the
very-
possession. But Unioff again had a very good defense, and it showed again. And we can say in the books, even though they were last, they played in a higher division, and the skills were evident.
Yeah. Okay, I believe we're going to go back down to Lucas on the field now. Thank you very much, Lucas. We're here to discuss how do we think Hallam did in that? How did they go?
I thought equally really impressive defense. They really played really well. I felt like they had a lot of pressure going because they won last year's match as well.
Yeah.
And as you said, correct me if I'm
I
wrong.
think that Sheffield Hallam didn't manage the game quite as well as University of Sheffield, and
Yeah.
although both of the teams were equally matched, the scoreline doesn't reflect that, and
Yeah.
sometimes it is a fair reflection because you always don't win the games by your skills. You have to manage the game as well. Sheffield Hallam, they had some of really good chances, but they failed to convert them, and as a result, it is reflected on the scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only setback was that they weren't as skillful as they were, and they also lost a lot of steam. Like Unioff was quite consistent, but Hallam, I guess they got really tired towards the end of the game.
Yeah, towards the end of the game, it
Yeah.
was Sheffield Hallam chasing the game. They had to make
Yeah.
up 12 points, and as a result, they conceded a try, and the
Yeah.
gap increased to 17 points again. So you can say Sheffield Hallam ran out of steam towards the last 10 minutes or so.
Yeah. It was the last 10 minutes that were the crucial
Yeah.
points of the match, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So overall, do we think that score is quite a fair one? You know, both teams they played to the level that the score
Yeah.
reflects.
They certainly, I'm going to say, both teams certainly did put in all the effort.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think that if you talk about life, everything is not fair in life, even if the score is not fair because of the strengths of the two teams.
Yeah.
But because of the management of the game, I think University of Sheffield deserved this varsity point, and as a result, they have taken home this varsity point.
Yeah, that was an amazing match. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Brilliant. As we said, it has been such an entertaining match to see. So that means that the final varsity points at the moment are 7.5 to Uni of and 4.5 to Hallam. We will be back later with coverage of the Rugby Union men's ones. We're going to take a short break now, but tune in later for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. I will be also doing the commentary in the second period of the ice hockey finals of the Sheffield Varsity, and I have left a link below if you want to watch it. Thank you.